So, guys, it's David here, and it is currently day 365. I hope you guys are doing well and are doing better than yesterday. But I just want to first of all mention that I have been looking like total crap lately. There's pimples on my face everywhere, like wrinkles. I am just not in the best of shape. And this, like my change in physical appearance, is the consequence of not living a good life. And I'm not joking, guys. We all have consequences by our actions. And what I have realized is my consequence for not following through with my word, for not keeping up with my promise and living the hard life is that I actually start to degrade in my physical looks. Like I am already, ugly enough. I ain't a supermodel where I can get away with my looks. Like my looks are subpar at best. And the times when I'm not locked in and doing something productive with my life and just chasing my passion and purpose, I look old, I look dead, I look like someone who's just defeated from life. And internally, that is the truth. And my body was just reflecting my inner lifestyle so that I could see the damage I was actually doing to my body. Because sometimes we are not aware enough to acknowledge how poor decision making and commitment issues can have a result on our appearance, on how we feel, on how we act. That's a very subtle thing that we don't really recognize. But I do change, guys. I get pimples. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing more hair. And just sometimes I feel like I'm tense, but I'm not yet tense because I'm not stressed doing anything by just sitting around and watching TV, right? I don't get tense, but it is as if my muscles has lost the coordination skills. Like my mind and body cannot be coherent, and that is a very scary thing. But I also do want to appreciate that my body does give me these physical appearances as a sign of my complacency, because it is a very consequence that I don't really want to bear, right? I don't want to lay on my couch, self-sabotage, and yet look uglier, right? I don't want to have less stress by doing nothing, but my body is creating stress because I am not doing anything. And I do want to look better in life. I do really care about how I am, presented to other people. Like I do care about my physical appearance. So I don't want to, look more worse than I already am. And also at the same time by doing nothing at all. So not only is my internal confidence totally destroyed because I know deep down inside that when I'm not doing anything, my life, there's nothing to talk about. But yet, my outward confidence is also diminishing because my internal self is reflecting the damage I'm doing internally, physically. So I just really want to mention that, guys, because maybe this happens to you too. Maybe you realize that you're more self-conscious about your crooked teeth, or you're more self-conscious about your double chin, or you're just more self-conscious about the things where you had no time to really look into because you used to be so busy doing the things and staying productive, and perhaps you used to laugh and smile more, but now you just a person who scrolls all the time, who's almost intimidating and unapproachable because you do nothing with your life. And that definitely can take a toll on your self-confidence. And not only that, but you make yourself almost unapproachable. You radiate this disease of an energy that nobody wants to get close to you. And that is also what I have realized is when I don't do anything and when I give up on life, I radiate this energy and I become self-conscious of this bad energy, and I no longer sense what other people are feeling, but rather I was sensing others based on how I feel of myself, meaning that I am so self absorbed when I'm not doing anything. I'm so self insecure that I choose to believe, or I have this false belief and perception that other people are perhaps judging me based on my insecurity. That if this person doesn't talk to me, maybe she knows or he knows that I have done this thing that is so unholy secretly. It is just, it's crazy, guys. When you're so out of your head, like when you're so like just focused on yourself because you have done nothing with your life that is worthy to share. Like if you know you have just been living in a basement for how God knows how long, and doing nothing with your life, and that really can destroys one's confidence. I'm not just saying this because it does, guys. You can't expect to do nothing and expect yourself to be confident. That's just not how it works, right? That is just not how it works. Because when you give up on life, you give up on your purpose as a man or a woman. I can't speak for the woman out there, but as a man, if you give up on the something that you truly hold dear to, and you give up on the only hope you have left, and you choose to live life on a day by day basis, then everything is going to change for you and for the worse in that matter. Because life is already challenging as it is, right? No one is going to go easy on you. No one is going to sit back and wait for you. And if you are spending so much time just overthinking and spending so much time just trying to overcome your own addictions and habits, when you're so locked in into overcoming your own self, and you don't break free from this cycle and you live on repetition, the longer you do this, the longer you stay in hell and torture yourself incessantly. Because meanwhile, everybody else is moving on with their life. And I'm not saying everyone else is perfect, but just know the times you constantly fight your own battles, it may feel like life is going slow, but in a blink of an eye, you wasted like 5 years of your life, right? In a blink of an eye. I am on YouTube for almost like over a year now, and it's crazy to see that. And during this 1 year span, I have stayed consistent. I have relapsed. I have made bad choices. I have overcome my own demon. I have rebuilt a broken confidence. I did find myself, and I also lost myself many times over. So much things has happening this year, but majority of those things are unpredicted adversaries that I did not intend to happen. I didn't want them to happen. I didn't want to relapse and screw up my life again and just start at rock bottom, but I did. And that is me trying to overcome my own demon. I'm just living in this repetitive cycle where I'm allowing myself to have some good highs and pull myself back when life is getting too good. Like, this is the loop I have been stuck in, which I cannot break. But it is something I do believe we all go through. It is something that we have to overcome through sheer discipline alone, right? With all the books I have read, with all the knowledge I choose to absorb. Yes, there are some fancy tactics. Yes, people sugarcoat it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to one principle, and that's just discipline. If you can't have discipline, if you can't have the will and commitment to change yourself today and let go of your old self, if you don't have that discipline, then you're going to ride this roller coaster, right? This roller coaster that feels like it never ends. Sometimes you may get very high just to be followed with a very low crash. And you never know when that crash is going to come. But from what I had learned in this year's journey is that your failures and your crash is going to happen when you least expect it. And it is in these moments that you feel like life is going great, that you have everything locked in, that you feel like you're doing so good and you deserve a you deserve a reward. It is during the moments of victory that temptations and urges, your old life starts to crawl back at you. And it is in those moments that discipline is required. Otherwise, you are going to fall back. You are going to go back and you're going to regret it. You're going to be ashamed of it. And you're going to look uglier because your body is going to reflect the damage you've done internally. Why? Because you may think that your self sabotage, your dirty little secrets will go unnoticed, right? You believe if you hide in your room and do all these unholy things that you will be shielded from your unjust actions. But the truth is, your body is not going to lie. You may be able to fool your consciousness in the moment, but your body is not fooled. Our body and mind is in unison, and sometimes you may not feel like you have control over them concurrently, and that may be the truth. But no matter what, on a subconscious level, whatever you do to your body or your mind, it is going to represent the damage you have done through your body. So expect yourself to look not the best. Expect yourself to feel tense around your face or wherever else. This is inevitable if you choose to do the wrong things. But vice versa, if you choose to feel good, if you actually do the right things, then your body is going to radiate with this vibrant energy that is so contagious that everybody else will be influenced by your enthusiasm and thankfulness attitude. And I have felt what it is to be like that. And quite frankly, guys, I don't even know why it is that I'm so addicted or that I'm so used to be addicted to the emotion of failure. Because every time I fail, I feel like that is something I have to incessantly repeat over and over again. If I start my day off badly, if I don't push myself hard at the gym, I come back home feeling like a defeated loser. And because I feel like a loser, I feel like that I need to lose more. It is like I'm addicted to this feeling of losing, used to be addicted, and it just sucks me into my old habits of living. I start to victimize myself. I start to feel like I am not worthy. And then I start to get a snowball to roll. I repeat my bad habits. I fall for urges and temptations. And all this happens simply because I didn't start off my day with a great victory. It could be that I went to the gym, I didn't hit a new PR, or that I went to the gym and I didn't feel the best. All this can have an influence. It's like a trigger on how my day will go. If I don't start my day off good, then sometimes I come back home and just self sabotage the rest of the day. And it is that I am addicted to the feeling of failure, of guilt, of shame, of whatever it is that I, as if I am not good enough. And it is this feeling that I subconsciously chase. And I'm saying this because for a long time, I have not changed my destiny nor fate. I wouldn't be here talking about this if life is very different. But truth be told, it is not. And sometimes I have to realize that I don't actually enjoy the feeling of failure. I enjoy the feeling of failure because it is easier to play the victim, to play the sorry game, to be the kid, the crying baby who grabs attention, to be someone who seeks other people's sympathy, because it is more easier to do that than to be someone who's happy, who's locked in, who's committed to change the world, because people look down on those people. Not because they are useless, but because they are so useful and ambitious that it puts everyone else that is not ambitious to shame, right? The person who's ambitious is legit irradiating energy of other people's insecurities of their weakened potential. Someone who is a reflection of what you could have been, but you choose not to be. So how can anyone be right praising that person? Because they are their own reflection of their self-consciousness, a person who embodies their abilities to achieve greatness. But yet, to see someone like that when you are not improving yourself in life, it is just really a slap on the face. So it is much easier to play the victim. And I do believe my experiences in life has conditioned me to think like that. And thinking about it now, that makes total sense, right? Because growing up, if you choose to cry, if you choose to play the victim, then majority of cases people will go to your side, right? People will empathize with you, people will check up on you and stuff. But if you try to be a tough kid, right? If you try to be the tough kid and expect more from life and always seeks out for more, then what does that person get? That person gets criticized, condemned, disdained, all for what? Because he has ambition? Because he or she knows not to accept averageness from life? So I don't think it's our fault. I strongly don't believe it's our fault to play the victim, to think that playing the victim is okay. Because we are conditioned all in that matter in some way, shape, or form that if you choose to cry, if you choose to blame others, then it's never going to be your fault. So I blame the world to condition at least me. I'm not going to say speak for everyone because I don't know your life, but all I can say for me is that the world conditioned me and people like me to think it's okay to be addicted to the emotions of guilt, shame, fear, doubt, disbelief, because it is a way that it is a power that is used to control you, to keep you at bay, to always let you know that it's okay to give up, that it's okay to be okay, because it is wrong to stand up for what you believe in, and people may say this is not the truth, but on a subtle level, this is the message they are trying to convey. That they don't want you to be the best. They don't want you to fight for what you believe in. They will be there. Someone will always be there to care for you, to sympathize with you, to understand you, to lend you their shoulder to cry on. And this is the epidemic of making weak individuals, of making incompetent, victimizing individuals who blame others for their failures. Not because they actually believe it, but because the world conditioned them to think that is okay. To think it's okay to sit on the couch every single day after work, to watch Netflix, to watch movies, to go on dating apps because it's okay. It's okay to live life like that. If you're not perfect, well, there will be someone else like that that's not perfect. The world has made us to think that it's okay to be like this. But I don't think it is. I strongly don't think it is. Because every single time when I play the victim game, when I cried like a baby in the corner, when I, asked for help, when I relied on others for my own incompetence, not only do I feel that my insecurity is only growing bigger inside me and radiating outwardly to other people, but also I feel unwhole. I feel like something is missing. But here, where I always try and challenge the average status quo and live in this arena of competition, I do feel good, guys. I do feel good, and I do feel like as if my energy is influencing others to think and feel the same. And not only do I feel more content, more fulfilled, but I see others more happy around me. I see smiles exchanging, I see laughing happening. All I can see is a breed of goodwill. So there's nothing wrong to feel like that winning is a crime. There's nothing wrong to feel like as if sticking to your guns and challenging other people's beliefs because you believe something more to be wrong. It's never a crime. It's never a crime to find joy in addiction, in the feeling of winning. It's not. So don't let the world influence you to think that it's wrong to feel like it's a crime to win. That it's wrong to feel like it's a crime for you to be happy. Just because you have been grown up in a fucked up family with messed up friends and messed up school system does not mean you have to be crippled to your depression. It does not mean you have to be locked in these chains of unhappiness. Just because you got brought up in a messed up world with messed up beliefs and messed up people does not stop you now from becoming happy and breaking free from your own unhappiness. Because today you have a chance. 10 years ago, you still had a chance. Maybe you were too young, but now you do really have a chance. You have a chance to make a commitment on whether you choose to be happy or you choose to be unhappy about life. You can stay with the former and choose to believe that being a victim is okay, or go with the latter. Change, right? Bring gratefulness and inspiration in other people to be someone different, to be happy. Because let me tell you something, guys. It's never wrong to be who you want to be. It's never wrong to be happy, but it is not right to think and believe you always have to hold up this tough guy persona or this sad person persona simply because that has shielded you from hurt in your past life. Because now you're wise, you're old, and you're a confident person to make the right choice, and you should deserve some love in the world. You should. So accept it, embrace it, allow love to come to you, and you can share your love to other people. But this is all I gotta say for today. A long video, a lot of me rambling, but this is just something I really wanted to share because lately I have not been giving love to other people. I have been insecure. I have allowed my habits to really change me, to really change how I look, feel, think, and talk. Definitely not ideal. And by doing so, I have realized that not only have I hurt other people, but I can sense that I am no longer radiating this energy of influence. Therefore, I no longer see people smile at me, but I only see frowns and questioning looks. So, definitely not how I want to live life, and definitely not how I want to be remembered. So, change up your attitude, embrace love, embrace gratefulness. It's okay to feel like a winner, it's okay to win. And that is the message of today. I hope you guys had learned something from this, but if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.